The following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Has some space, breaks a tackle, and then another, and Johnny English, oh my goodness, best run of his life, past the 15, down to 10, first and goal, Cleveland. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Magnon Memorial Stadium in San Francisco, California. And this is the SFL Network on Twitch TV's presentation of Bulldog Football. 102.5 KSFR The Score. Today's tilt, two teams a little bit down on their luck this season as the Cleveland Vipers and San Francisco Bulldogs try to make their final playoff push, as that number 4 spot is still up for grabs. Monday Night Football gets underway. In just a few seconds, let's head down to the field for the coin toss.
Guys, ready? Ready? Give us tail.
So San Francisco will get the football first. The 2 and 3 Bulldogs a couple of weeks to prepare for this game on a bye last week. With 3 games left against 3 teams all under 500, the Bulldogs have a golden opportunity, and we're underway from San Francisco. And from the 5-yard lines, the Bulldogs on the return, past the 20 and up to the 24. And that's where San Francisco begins their first possession of the night. San Francisco Bulldogs average a league low 22.8 points per game. 79 first downs this year. A total offense of 358 yards per game. This likely David Baja's final game at running back, as Keanu Tuiasosopo will be back healthy from a concussion he sustained in week 3. The handoff goes to Baja, the first play of the game. Baja picks up 5 yards, and that sets up a second and a half of what they need for a first down. The San Francisco quarterback is Jasper Hart. He carries a quarterback rating into this game of 92. That's third best in the league. Just 7 touchdowns, but a league low 5 interceptions. 1,262 yards on 68% completion percentage. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side of the field, and Hart out of the shotgun. And the handoff will go to Baja. Up the middle, Baja nearly got a first down. Tackle made by Lee Tuckenyak, and a secondary member of the Vipers, and it brings up a 3rd and short for San Francisco on their opening possession. The Bulldogs in the home blue helmets, blue jerseys, white pants, white numbers, the orangish, reddish, and blue trim. Cleveland in the brown helmets, white jerseys, brown pants, brown numbers, bright green, white, and some slight red trim. As Hart will drop to throw, that pass is caught down the middle of the field. That is the former Dallas Star and Gold Star tight end Asante Dolman. First down Bulldogs on Jasper Hart's first completion of the night. Dolman has struggled at times to get involved in the offense. A good sign here in the early going that he's got a reception already. As San Francisco moves into Cleveland territory for the first time, Hart out of the empty backfield, shotgun formation, and a deep throw down the field is off the hands of the receiver, but a penalty flag is thrown in the area of pass interference. I believe Baja was the intended receiver deep, and we'll have a call.
Pass interference, number 27, defense. The ball is
So that'll be a spot foul, a 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 29-yard line. Pass interference called on the Vipers, and a big break for San Francisco here early on. No score here in the early going, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Ball in the middle of the field, and Cleveland checked that in a 4-2-5 defense. The handoff goes to Baja on a draw, and Baja had some space. Brantley closes the hole after a 3-yard pickup, brings up 2nd down and 7. San Francisco's offense includes silver quarterback number 7, Jasper Hart. Gold star running back number 22, David Baja. The bronze receivers are number 88, Xavier Brunson, number 87, Caesar Cannon. And the tight end is gold star, number 80, Asante Dolman. 3 receivers and 2 in the backfield on a 2nd down and 7 from the 26. The toss play out to David around the right-hand side. Does not have the speed, and he is punished back at the original spot of the pass interference call. A loss of 3 will bring up a 3rd down and 10, Lane on the tackle. Cleveland's defense trying to sharpen up. The Vipers have not had a good season defensively, but this is a good matchup for them. Cleveland gives up 47.3 points per game, but most of the yardage given up is through the air. San Francisco not necessarily a pass-heavy team. As Hart drops to throw, he'll throw it left-hand side. Pass caught by Brunson. That's a 1st down to the Cleveland 16-yard line for San Francisco. A drive that's nearly lasted 3 minutes to start the contest. What's up to everybody in the chat early going? Big Word 1, Dubik 2108, My Magic, Pala Vermillion, Sim Football Critic, Spectacular Pooh, and TJ Cag SFL. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line, 4 receivers. Hart will hand it off to Baja. They're going to mark him for a loss. His knee was down behind the line of scrimmage, and that goes down as a TFL for Lee Tuck-Inyuk, the former Wyvern who signed with the Vipers this offseason. Second down, 11 from the 17-yard line. 2 backs and 2 receivers out of the eye in a 4-3 defense. Cleveland showing blitz. They're going to come with it, and David Baja is not going to get away. Another loss of a yard. Brantley on the tackle. Brantley has had a solid season for Cleveland, and now it's 3rd down and long. And here late in the drive, the Vipers have shut down Baja and the Bulldog running game. A drive that's gone now over 4 minutes by the time they snap this ball on a 3rd and long, needing the 6-yard line for a 1st down. Four receivers. Hart back to pass. Hart has time, looking right-hand side, and through the hands of Caesar Cannon. Had Cannon on the outside, who tried to make a diving effort for the football, and the 4+ minute drive for San Francisco will end in a field goal as Cleveland's defense bends and doesn't break.
That's the field goal for 18-yard.
A 35-yard field goal from the right hash mark to get San Francisco on the board. And their field goal is good. 8:44 to go in the first quarter. The first drive of the game for San Francisco, a successful one, as the Bulldogs build a 3-0 lead off of Epstein's boot. San Francisco at 2-3 is currently in 4th place, a game behind the Orlando Intimidators, who they beat earlier this season. From the 3-yard line, Cleveland on the return, and Cleveland up to the 23. And we'll get to see, for the first time tonight, the MVP of last year's season, Randall Watts. And Jordan Gray as well. Gray is second in the league in sacks with 4 this season. Randall Watts third in the league in sacks with 3. A ferocious defensive line here in San Francisco past couple of years. It was a big reason why they made the championship game last season. With split backs in the backfield, Johnny English will take the handoff, and he'll pick up 2 to bring up a second down and 8. San Francisco's defense, the defensive ends, Silver Star number 99, Jordan Gray, and Bronze Star number 92, Randall Watts. The linebacker is number 54, Bradford Unsicker. The corner is silver, number 35, Andrew Ball, and bronze, number 24, Mike Sudalovich. A second and 8 for Cleveland will be a flip to Johnny English, and that pass is incomplete. Ronnie Nickens is stuck with the shovel, taking the high-risk, high-reward play throughout the course of this season. That time it doesn't work, and it's 3rd down and 8. Trips to the left-hand side, and 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 8 from the 25. Cleveland trying to move the chains for the first time today. A deep drop back and a fire down the field. That is caught. That is good speed for a first down up to the 35-yard line, and it moves the chains for Cleveland. And that's what the Vipers have been able to do so well so often this season. The deep ball and the connections with Freeman Goodspeed and Scott King. Goodspeed this season, who's off the field on this play, 524 yards on 37 receptions. That's sixth best, in the league on a draw to Johnny English. He spins off a tackle, and then Randall Watts cleans it up. No gain, brings up 2nd and 10. And actually, that is Morton, the second, number 92 on this defensive line. Pocket passer Ramos Lynn, Sim football critic in the house as well. 2 backs in the backfield, and Wright will drop the throw. Wright looking, he is pressured and hit as he threw. Lucky the ball fell harmlessly to the turf. Randall Watts applying the pressure. Sets up another 3rd and long for Cleveland here on their opening drive. The Vipers 1-5. Nearly beat Baltimore on the road 21-19. That would have put them at 2-4, and we'd be talking about Cleveland potentially making a serious playoff push with Honolulu and San Francisco remaining on their schedule. But at 1-5, it looks like, barring a miracle, they're pretty much out of it as Wright drops the throw on a 3rd and long. He will throw off his back foot, and that pass is incomplete. Knocked away. Sets up a 4th down, and San Francisco's defense off to a better start. And Cleveland will have to punt it away. San Francisco in the last 2 weeks, after not giving up more than 27 points in a game, gave up 42 and 41 points respectively in back-to-back games with Baltimore and Minneapolis, the top 2 teams in the league. Defense didn't fare too well. They're off to a much better start tonight, as the Bulldogs will call for a fair catch at the 33-yard line. Cleveland's defense also has 2 defensive linemen. Defensive tackle Lee Tuck-Inyuk, who we've mentioned already a couple of times tonight. Defensive end Czech Congo, they're 93 and 94 respectively. Linebackers are Cameron Brantley, number 51, and Zach Elfage, number 91. And the strong safeties, number 26, Ahmad Arrington, as David Baja will take the handoff around the left-hand side, and still pushing defenders forward, picks up 5 yards. Brantley desperately trying to bring him down, but a nice solid run for Baja. Before Tuiasosopo's injury, he had 118 yards on 28 carries. David Baja has 339 yards on 101 carries. Tuiasosopo averaged 4 yards a carry. Baja's averaged 3.4 since filling in reserve. Four receivers, and the handoff goes to Baja up the middle. Baja sidesteps, got a first down, breaks a tackle, and gets a move of the chains to the 49-yard line, now averaging almost 3 yards a carry today. First down, San Francisco. This is some tough running inside. And that's what San Francisco needs to move the chains. First and 10 at the 49, 3 receivers, 2 to the left-hand side. Hart under center, back to pass, and Hart will swing it outside. That is Brunson, a 3-yard pickup. Brings up a second down and 7 for San Francisco. Xavier Brunson expected to be a big contributor in the passing game. He has slowed down this season. Just 342 yards and 1 touchdown. Caesar Cannon, the other wide receiver, also has 1 touchdown. Second down, 7 from the 48, and Hart will swing it outside. That pass is caught by Dolman. Great block down the field. Springs a first down, San Francisco. That may have been Brunson on the outside, but a beautiful job to cut off the angles of the Viper defense. As we take another look at the route, that was Brunson. Watch him pick up the corner and close off Elfage, who eventually made the tackle. Well done. By the way, an update on the expansion and where everybody kind of stands, how many teams are directly involved, etc. will be on the newest SFL update due out sometime this week. So stay tuned to the SFL YouTube page. And if you're not already a subscriber, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/simulationfl. Second and 10 at the 33-yard line. 4 receivers set, 2 to either side. As Hart will hand it off to Baja around the right-hand side. Oh, Baja took a shot from one of the heaviest hitters in the league, Ahmad Arrington. That'll set up a 3rd down and 8. Arrington, a former Bulldog, making the stop back against his hometown team. You do not want to go up against that man who wears sleeves no matter the temperature. 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the Bulldogs. It'd be a 48-yard field goal from here. Cleveland trying to get another big stop as Hart will drop to throw. Hart will go down the middle, and a great job getting through a tackler in the middle of the field. Brantley on the tackle, but not before Allen moves the chains again for a first down. And San Francisco's offense looking very efficient, particularly in the passing game here in the first quarter. Hart back to pass. He'll swing it outside. That's Baja out of the backfield. He will give a stiff arm and thrown out of bounds at the 15-yard line after a 5-yard gain. David Baja looking like he's got a little bit more spring in his step, more so than in previous weeks. It was tough sledding for San Francisco. It's tough to play Minneapolis and Baltimore back-to-back, at least this year. David Baja has had a productive season in 3 games, 141, 90, and 108 yards to his name. 2nd and 5 for the 15-yard line, 2 backs and 2 receivers. Cleveland is going to bring everybody, and David Baja got dropped to the backfield, and Jasper Hart not really doing a good job so far of audibling out of the run when Cleveland is bringing the house. Ahmad Arrington makes the play and lowers the boom. Brings up another 3rd down for San Francisco. Can they convert this one?
3rd and 6.
3rd and 7 from the 17. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Hart to throw. Hart is looking to the end zone. It is incomplete. I don't know who was that receiver in the back of the end zone, but he was totally out of bounds, and that looked like the receiver's fault. Jasper Hart put that ball in perfect position to be caught. on a back shoulder throw, and a rare complete miscommunication by the quarterback and the receiver, and San Francisco will have to settle for 3 again. Second time they've traveled into the red zone and had to kick a field goal, and we've seen our fair share of field goals here in Week 9 in the SFL. And field goal from 33 yards out is good, and San Francisco pads their small early lead. It's Cleveland 0 and San Francisco 6. There you see the finals from Week 8 on the bottom of your screen in the ticker. Baltimore beat OKC, Orlando beat New York, and Minneapolis won a shootout against Cleveland. Earlier this week, Minneapolis blasts Honolulu. Orlando beat Baltimore in one of the best games in SFL history, if not the best. And next week it all begins again, Sunday, March 29th at 3 p.m. when OKC takes on the San Francisco Bulldogs. And depending upon what happens here tonight, that could be an elimination game for one or both of these teams. Cleveland mathematically still has a shot at the 4th seed with a 3-5 record. Their worst nightmare, however, would be their first-round opponent, the Minneapolis Maulers, who I'm sure Minneapolis is hoping they meet in the playoffs. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, and out of the 3-back set, Johnny English will lose 2 yards. Jordan Gray on the tackle, and San Francisco's defense has been lights out. Some nice solid changes from owner Daley Holder this week. Working so far, and it's 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 from the 26. English aligned to the right of Wright. Right under center, back to throw. Wright will fire, has a man. That is, I believe, it was Scott King for a first down. A pickup of about 13 yards. First catch of the night for Scott King, who is one of the league leaders in receiving yards. A nice route. Totally fooled Sudalovich. Good camera work as well. Scott King, 4th in the league in receiving, coming in 862 yards on the season. And Scott King overall has one 1,000-yard season. It was his 2nd season in Dallas, 1,194 yards. The handoff goes to English. He can't seem to get yardage, but he's going to make the most out of this run. Past the 40, he's going to be tackled at the 28. But what a run from Johnny English. Gets easily the biggest play of the first quarter for the Cleveland Vipers, and it's a first down. English has had nowhere to run here in the first half, but nearly broke one out for a touchdown and has Cleveland in business for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 of the 28 with 2 backs in the backfield, no receivers. Tight set, defensive line shifts from right to left. Showing an outside blitz, San Francisco, they back off. Play action, and Wright's in trouble. And Wright will go down. Big sack by last year's MVP, Randall Watts, with his 4th sack of the season. Watts, a nemesis. Look at him, just taking advantage of the opportunities that his teammates couldn't capitalize on. A loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15. The Bulldogs, a terrific pass rush. Handoff goes to English around the right-hand side. English picks up 4, averaging 7.6 yards a carry after that big run. 33 of his 38 yards coming on that scamper around the left-hand side. Brings up a 3rd and long as the first quarter ticks down. The crowd stands up on their feet for the first time in the game. 3rd and 11. Wright is audibling, changing the play. 4-down lineman for San Francisco. That's all they rush. Wright back to throw. Wright will check it down to English, and he is not going to be able to get that first down. It's going to set up a 4th down and 4 and a likely June Cousinari field goal when we return to Bagnon Memorial Stadium after these messages. 2 early field goals for San Francisco have a 6-0 lead. This is Bulldog football on 102.5 KSFR, The Score. We'll be back to sunny California after this.
Introducing the new crispy cheesy flattiza at Subway.
It's on at Subway.
It's pronounced flattiza.
Flattiza.
Super crispy flatbread topped with melty mozzarella, marinara,
Melty, cheesy.
and your favorite toppings like pepperoni or fresh veggies.
That's what I'm talking about.
Subway, you did it again.
Everyone's talking about the delicious new flattizas from Subway. Made the way you say and perfect for any appetite. Now get 2 for only $5.
Subway, eat fresh.
Okay.
Ok, bonjour, enchanté.
Okay, give that a try.
Okay, your Bixby Spartans.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up?
Okay.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, Google. Do dogs dream?
Dogs dream like humans and about similar things.
Forward march to the next generation and a brand new age. To the future and the future of tough. The all-new Ford F-150. The first and only pickup with a high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body. Up to 700 pounds lighter, so it can haul more than any half-ton pickup on the planet. Over 100 patents, so you can work even smarter. And every single square millimeter tougher. Towing the most of any half-ton pickup. With the muscle to move the world. And the brains to change it. This is the all-new Ford F-150, the future of tough.
Bulldog football on 102.5 KSFR is brought to you by Pepsi. By Budweiser, the king of beers. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Ford, go further. We start the quarter with a 4th down and 4 for Cleveland, and June Casanari is on to attempt a 39-yard field goal to try to get the Vipers on the board. And that field goal from 39 yards is good for the Vipers. They're on the board in a field goal contest so far, 6-3 here in the early stages from San Francisco. From inside the end zone, great kick by Casanari, and San Francisco is going to bring it out to the 21. First quarter statistics, 91 yards for San Francisco compared to Cleveland's 67. Bulldogs got the passing game going a little bit more in that quarter. A big pass deep to Asante Dolman, the biggest play. Biggest play for Cleveland, the long run for Johnny English around the left-hand side. First and 10 to the 21, and out of the shotgun, Jasper Hart will check it down. That pass is caught by Baja, 5-yard gain up to the 26-yard line. David Baja pretty active tonight as we take a look at some more stats from the first quarter. 5 first downs for San Francisco compared to 3 for the Vipers, and they were 3 for 5 on third down conversions as well. Neither team has turned the ball over. High formation as Hart will hand it off on a counter to Baja. He's got some space left-hand side. Baja in the open field. In a foot race with Ahmad Arrington, 35, and tackle to the 33. Ahmad Arrington saved the touchdown, but David Baja gets a first down. Move those chains. A counter to the left. Great blocks. A couple of terrific blocks on the outside. It springs the biggest back in SFL history. 250 is what Baja runs. And he is usually running to the donut shop. 1st and 10 from the 33. San Francisco trying to finally punch it into the end zone as they will toss it out to Baja. There is a penalty flag, and it's going to be about a 4-yard gain, but hold everything. Let's check the flag.
Flipping, number 88, offense. Repeat, first down.
Be a 1st and 21 for the Bulldogs after the holding penalty. Crowd doesn't like it.
Right. 1st and goal. Down. 6.
Can you see the yard marker from here?
Switch. Flag.
Right now.
79.
Wing back.
Switch. Flag.
1st and 21 from the 45-yard line, and Hart will drop to throw after the holding penalty pushed him back. That pass is caught by Brunson, but only a 4-yard gain. Pass just a little bit off target. It's going to set up a 2nd down and long here for San Francisco. That was a costly penalty there for the Bulldogs. Would have been about a 2nd and 6 or so. Cost them about 11 yards. Second and 17 from the 41 out of the shotgun. Hart back to throw. Hart looking. He's going to go short. Dangerous pass. Knocked away. Pass intended for Brunson. A very similar play to the 1st down attempt. And Cleveland better defends that and forces another 3rd and long. And that's been a problem for the Bulldogs tonight. They have put themselves in a lot of 3rd and long situations in that 1st quarter. Pretty good of getting out of them. But right now outside of field goal range, Cleveland's defense has been better on this drive. 4 down linemen, including Congo and Inyuk. A spread out 4-3 look for the Viper D. As Hart drops to throw, Hart will fire right-hand side. Perfect pass for a 1st down. That's how you convert a 3rd and long in the SFL as Allen runs a beautiful route and Hart makes the connection. Great pocket. I mean, perfect pass. Right on time, right as Allen is getting past the sticks. Remarkable throw from the 4-year veteran. 3 of those seasons here in San Francisco. Hart will drop to throw again. Hart will fire down the middle into the end zone. Touchdown! Bulldogs! Give me some of that Bulldog bark. Asante Dolman with the score. There it is. Dolman, a double move up the middle, totally fooled Zach Elfage. And Asante Dolman, 2 big plays here in the 1st half. Excellent route for the big fella. For Dolman, it's his 2nd touchdown of the season. His season high for receiving yards is 139 yards, so he'll be approaching that if he keeps having a game like he's had. 13-3, the extra point from Epstein is good, and the San Francisco Bulldogs have the 1st touchdown of the night. Back to Jasper Hart. In his career, this is Hart's most successful season. His 1st year as a Bulldog which San Francisco made the playoffs, but it was a shortened season for Jasper Hart. Missed the final 3 games and the playoff game against Oklahoma City due to an injury. He had a 90.81 quarterback rating. Hart is healthy and trying to lead San Francisco into the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive season, 3rd in the first 4 years of the franchise. Right now, Cleveland trying to stop the momentum. 1st and 10 at the 34. Hand off to English, no gain. Great stop up the middle. That is Bradford Unsicker, who is more of a pass stopper than he is a run blocker, but a nice play there. CasualAdultGamers.com is the official partner of the Simulation Football League, official partner league. If you'd like to experience all pro, online, V-Online, Xbox 360, they do some NFL, they do some college, they do a little bit of everything. Visit their website for more information, as that rollout from Caleb Wright, a little bit awkward. San Francisco, well defended, deep, intended for Freeman, good speed. It's 3rd and long, just like that for Cleveland, who is struggling to find any momentum in this football game right now. Still early, but you gotta love the way San Francisco is playing. It's usually about this time when the Bulldogs turn things around and really start to become a contender. 4 receivers, 3 to the top of the screen, and Wright will throw down the middle. That pass is caught for a 1st down. Good speed kind of snuck out of the formation. An interesting formation out of the Cleveland Vipers. We'll get another look at it. But Goodspeed just kind of ducking underneath. 4 different Viper defenders were in the area. And it finds Goodspeed's hands, and the Bulldogs a bit confused, unable to make the play. First and 10 to the 44-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 to the left-hand side, ball on the left hash. 4-2-5 defense, San Francisco handoff to English, and English is buried. Loss of 1, down to 37 yards on 7 carries, but just 4 yards on 6 carries, minus his big run to the outside, which was mostly thanks to a couple of missed tackles by the Bulldogs. Second and 11 at the 43-yard line, empty backfield for Wright under center. He will take a 7-step drop back. He will fire down the middle. It's picked off. Picked off the return to the Viper 44. First turnover of the night. That is Mike Sudelovich responsible for the INT. And it's all San Francisco so far here in the first half. And Sudelovich just sort of dropped down into his zone. And Caleb Wright didn't see it coming. For Wright, that is interception number 10 on the season. The 5th quarterback this year to have multiple interceptions, although Dazzo joined that club last night. First and 10 to the 44, nice snag from Sudelovich. The handoff to David Baha on a delay. He will be wrapped up by Inyuk and Arrington. No gain brings up 2nd and 10. San Francisco doesn't blow anyone away. As mentioned, 22.8 points per game offensively, 30 points per game allowed defensively, 2nd best coming into the league. Tonight, Cleveland 34.8 points offensively, that's 3rd best in the league, but they give up a whopping 47.3 points per game. They are the only team that has had to play Minneapolis twice. David Baha on the open field, 25-20. Brantley and company will shut him down, but not before Baha gets the Bulldogs in the red zone. The crazy train moves the chains. The former Grand Rapids roller thought he was out of a job, thought he was going to retire after this season, but with expansion on the horizon, who knows? Maybe he gets a second chance after his likely release this week. First and 10 of the 19. First and 10 of the 19, handoff to Baja, no gain. By the way, to those of you who were able to log into the chat, I know some of you are not able to log in the chat and might still be hearing me. Twitch had an issue where a lot of people had to reset their passwords, including myself, had to get everything reconfigured and connected. So your problem with getting into the chat potentially might be that you're not logging in correctly. There's some snafu there, so make sure to either change your password or get a prompt for it, as David Baja had me distracted that whole sentence because he's just bowling over people. A 9-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 1. Sorry if I butchered those instructions. San Francisco now down to the 10-yard line. They could really put the pressure on the Vipers here in the first half. Out of the eye. Handoff Baja left-hand side, and David Baja didn't get it. He dove for it. 99 yards here in the first half. But Czech Congo saved the touchdown, and on 4th and inches, if I'm San Francisco, I'm going for this. But they're not going to. They're going to take the points. I'm a little surprised that the Bulldogs are playing it safe. Their defense has been ridiculous here in the first half. Why not take a risk? With Cleveland's offense sputtering. But they'll take the points from 26 yards away. The field goal is good. Not seen a missed field goal in week number 9. Do happen from time to time in the SFL. The kick is good, and San Francisco is now up 16-3, still early on here in the first half. San Francisco kicks it away. Return up to the 29-yard line. The Vipers' problem has not been offense much of this season, although their offense has sputtered in a couple of games. The defense, however, has given up 40-plus points 4 times and given up 20-plus points in every game. Off to English. He will break a tackle and pick up a solid 4-yard carry around the left side. Bradford Unsicker makes another stop. Brings up 2nd down and 6. So looking at the SFL standings, Minneapolis has locked up the number 1 seed at 7-0. The Baltimore Crabs are 5-2 in 2nd place, but a loss to New York coupled with an Orlando win in Week 11 would send Baltimore down to 3rd place. But the likely semifinal rematch of the greatest game of the season between Baltimore and Orlando is all but a lock. However, Orlando is 4-3. They, in Week 11, play the Oklahoma City Renegades, who with a win over San Francisco could be 3-4 and vying for their playoff positioning. Baltimore and Orlando have byes next week as English has a 1st down carry on a 3rd and 2. As the Vipers stick with the tough running, only 39 passing yards here in the first half. And why not? San Francisco's run defense has not been good this season. A league worst 167.6 yards per game given up on the ground. 4 receivers, 3 to the left-hand side. We'll get back to the standings in a moment. English in the backfield. Toss play to Johnny. Johnny left-hand side. Cannot get away, but does get a solid 6-yard pickup. And Johnny English has really come on after a slow start. 2nd down and 4, under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. In 4th place currently is San Francisco at 2-3. New York, Oklahoma City, and Honolulu are all 2-4. San Francisco plays the Legends next week. Tip ball. Sudelovich nearly had his 2nd interception of the game. Pass intended for Scott King will bring up a 3rd and 4. Nice crowd here at Magnon Memorial. Trying to cheer on their Bulldogs, who are pretty successful in the postseason. They lost an overtime game to Oklahoma City in their first trip, but missed an extra point in that game. Really should have gone to the SFL Championship game that year, as Scott King somehow stays in bounds all the way up to the 40-yard line of San Francisco. So the back-to-back third down conversions for the Vipers have their drive continuing as Morris Green made that tackle. My voice is still killing me just a little bit from last night's insanity. 4-3 defense, handoff to Johnny English, and English picks up another solid 5 yards. And this is a very good drive for the Cleveland Vipers, taking a lot of time off the clock and keeping San Francisco's offense off the field. The Bulldog offense, I'm pretty sure, has scored on all 4 of their offensive possessions. Second and 5 from the 35. 4 down linemen, but 10 players in the box for San Francisco. The handoff will go to English, and English, if he just could have broken it out, may have had a touchdown. A nice stop by San Francisco to not even give up the third down, or the first down, pardon, but it does bring up a 3rd and short. Cleveland trying to make it back-to-back-to-back third down conversions. A little taunting there by a Bulldog. Going across the line. Lucky he wasn't called for offside. The handoff goes to English. He is going to be stood up. A loss of 3 yards. A great push by the defensive line of the Bulldogs. And a long drive for Cleveland ends in no points. And they'll have to punt it away. What a great stop by San Francisco. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Bulldog Radio Network. Home of the Bulldog bark. 102.5 KSFR The Score. San Francisco. Fourth and 4, Cleveland trying to pin San Francisco deep, whose offense has been pretty good here in the first half. One of their better performances of the season, and that ball is going to bounce into the end zone, and Cleveland just cannot catch a break this season. Disappointing to not see the owner of the Cleveland Vipers here with us tonight. X Factor 56, he seems to have given up on this season and this Vipers unit. First and 10 from the 20, a draw play to David Baja. He will spin off a couple of tackles and pick up 3. It's one thing you got to give props to in regards to Daley Holder, the owner of San Francisco. That guy never quits. Second and 7 from the 23, and Hart goes out of the shotgun. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Hart will toss it out to Baja. He's got a lot of ground to make up, and what a run from the big fella. Only a 3-yard carry, but heck of a job to make sure that wasn't a loss, as Cameron Brantley ends up making the tackle. Down to 60 seconds to go in the first half. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe will come on for the first half highlight stats and analysis from the SFL studios in San Antonio, Texas. And Hart will try to convert the third down. He's got a third down conversion, and they save a timeout by running out of bounds. First down at the 31. A nice route from Xavier Brunson moves the chains. Brunson and Cannon, a fun fact about this receiving corps for San Francisco, both previous tight ends in this league. Brunson, a tight end here in San Francisco. Cannon, a tight end in Oklahoma City. Toss play out to Baja. This time he's going to be dropped, and that is an odd play call there. I thought San Francisco would open it up a little bit. Inyuk on yet another tackle. He's had a great first half. But San Francisco in conservative mode, protecting a 16-3 first half lead. The one touchdown came on a Jasper Hart pass to Asante Dolman. And Hart also no interceptions, down to 15 seconds. And they're going to hand it off again to David Baja, and he is going to stay on his feet up to the 33. But that appears to be the final play of the first half. So San Francisco, a pretty dominant performance in the first half. They lead 16-3. Dan and Peter have the halftime show call.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Bulldogs enjoying the lead, 16-3.
Well, Dan, what do you say? You ready to dive into the 2K Sports halftime show?
Now a look at our halftime comparison, and as you can see, total yards definitely tell the story thus far. The Bulldogs are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. After driving 58 yards on 9 plays, Epstein would come on and connect on the field goal try. A 35-yard field goal. The Bulldogs strike first and go up by 3. After driving 51 yards on 10 plays, Epstein gets the call as they can't punch it into the end zone, but the short field goal is up and good. The Bulldogs connect on their second field goal. Towards the end of the first quarter, the Vipers behind by 6. Number 24 on the carry here as they work the ground game, and this is a nice run. They climb back into the game, now down by 3. The Bulldogs, now in the second quarter, number 22 bounces this one to the outside, and he's got some room to maneuver out there. A 41-yard play that set up a home team touchdown. The Bulldogs up 13-3. Number 24 would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The Bulldogs, middle of the second, the ball at the 45. Number 22 would get the carry here. Good blocking up front, and it helped to spring it. That set up a 27-yard field goal. And that's where we'll have to leave this one. The Bulldogs are up big at the half, 16-3.
Nice job, Dan.
The Vipers get the ball first this half, and they could use a score right out of the gates to get back into this one. They currently trail 16-3. Now let's get to the game.
Halftime in San Francisco, the Bulldogs are one half away from improving to 3-3 and improving their playoff positioning. This is Bulldog Football 102.5 KSFR, and we'll be right back.
What you got? What you got? I got Kevin Durant. That's KD, all right? That can't be good. Hang on! Don't need to. These guys are everywhere! Where exactly are we at it? Just follow me, like usual. Shall we? Let's do this.
PlayStation.
This is the Quicksilver Cashback card from Capital One. It's not the juggle a bunch of rotating categories card. It's not the sign up for rewards each quarter card. It's the no games, no messing around, no earning limit having, do I look like I'm joking, turbo boosting heavyweight champion of the world! Cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere, every damn day. Now tell me, what's in your wallet?
USS Lexington, package en route.
Roger that. Let's take positions, Landisburg.
There's halftime, and then there's a Pepsi halftime, which is why we brought the magic of halftime to Corpus Christi, Texas, exactly halfway across the United States, as a thank you to a few thousand military veterans, their families, and those who support them. There's no telling where the magic of halftime will happen next, but it just might be in your own backyard.
Hi.
The second half is next here on Bulldog Radio. The Vipers will receive the second half kickoff. Did you know you can win money with SimulationFL.com? Our fantasy football and pick'em challenges give you an opportunity to win some big money. Visit SimulationFL.com for more information. The fantasy football has 4 pay periods, and pay period 4 starts next week. It's a little bit too late for the Pick'em Challenge. That's a prize from start to finish at the end of the year, but never too late, I suppose, to throw your hat into the ring, as it's never too late for Johnny English to bust out a good run. Nearly got a first down to start the second half. Picks up 9, brings up second and inches. If you go to SimulationFL.com to check it out, please don't fill out a fantasy football or Pick'em form. It's the Week 9 form. Week 9 obviously has already passed. The new forms are up Thursday. Second and inches from the 35, and the handoff goes to English on a counter. He won't get it. Lost a yard. More great defense in the trenches for San Francisco. Brings up 3rd and 1. Cleveland less than 100 passing and rushing yards in that first half. Two backs in the backfield. 3rd down and 1, and Wright will drop back 3 steps. He's going to fire it out to the fullback, and that's going to get a first down to the 39-yard line. Wide open in the flat. Caleb Wright now has 55 passing yards, but Jasper Hart has had the much better afternoon. Afternoon here in San Francisco, evening pretty much everywhere else. 1st and 10 from the 39. Right out of the shotgun, back to throw. Trying to get Cleveland back in the game. That pass is caught by Goodspeed. Took a shot. But Goodspeed has a first down into San Francisco territory at the 41-yard line as we get another look at it. Goodspeed has been the more effective target than Scott King, which has been a rarity this year. But a nice open pass and a good catch from Goodspeed gets a Cleveland first down. Goodspeed this year has 3 drops. If you're interested in who has the most this year, it's Jake Legacy with 6. 1st and 10 to the 41. Toss play out to English, right-hand side. And he's going to break a tackle in the open field. Breaks another Andrew Ball. Looked like a rag doll on that one. First down for Cleveland again. Inside scoring position of the San Francisco 26. And this is a bold statement by Cleveland to start the third quarter. Watch Andrew Ball just get shredded trying to make this tackle. First down at the 26. One receiver either side. That's King to the top. Good speed to the bottom. Good speed defended by Ball. About 8 yards deep. English will take the handoff straight up the middle. And then pushes tacklers over to the right-hand side of the field. Unsicker makes another stop. As English has some words for the Bulldog defense. Brings up 2nd and 5. Coming up on a 3-minute drive here for the Vipers. Not a good night thus far for Caleb Wright. Two receivers, one to either side. And a toss play out to Johnny, left-hand side. Got a nice block. Being chased by Ball. He makes the tackle just ahead of the first down marker. Will set up a 3rd down and 1 at the 17 for Cleveland. Left to play in the third. Another big 3rd and 1. It's about 3rd and 1.5 here for the Vipers. They're going to try to flip it, and it's going to be incomplete. Boy, that play doesn't work more times than not, and it's going to be a 4th down and 1. And Cleveland's going to have to settle for a field goal. That's twice. The Vipers have had a 3rd and 1, and were not able to convert. But the offense has stayed on the field. This is a almost 4-minute drive, and they appear to be going for it on 4th down and 1. And they might be just getting a hard count here, down to 8 on the play clock. Down to 6, down to 5, down to 3, and the Vipers will burn a timeout and send Kazanari on the field. So for the time being, it looks like San Francisco holds the Vipers out of the end zone and once again, and that's a little bit of a disappointment, I would think, for the Vipers on that drive to come away with just a field goal. Still a 2-score game and still no proof they can get into the end zone this afternoon. This a 34-yard field goal. Cleveland's decision to kick a field goal here could come back and haunt them. 34 yards away from the left hash, that extra point, or that field goal, pardon, is good. Everybody makes mistakes. It's 16-6. San Francisco next home game is against the Oklahoma City Renegades. It is their home finale. The rival OKC Renegades come to town in Tuiasa Sopo's return to running back, unless Daley Holder really makes a drastic decision. Kickoff is Sunday, March 29th, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's actually our next telecast here on the SFL Network. And depending upon what happens tonight, it could be an elimination game for one or both of these teams. Backs against the wall, 2 weeks left in the regular season. After tonight, the playoff push continues. First and 10 from the 29. 3 receivers set for San Francisco. They're handed off to Baja, and he is stood up in the backfield, averaging now less than 5 yards a carry. And Zach Elfage has some words for David. 2nd down and 10. Like the league on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels, all at /SimulationFL, so that's Facebook.com/SimulationFL, Twitter.com/SimulationFL, etc. Tell your friends, join the Sim Football Revolution here on twitch.tv/simulationfl. That is a loss of 2 yards. Lane with the TFL, and it's 3rd and 12. And San Francisco has sort of been lulled to sleep here in the 3rd quarter, needing a spark. Out of the shotgun, Hart. Back to pass, has had time to throw all night, and a beautiful ball to the outside of Xavier Brunson. First down, San Francisco. Another great route on a 3rd and long. The 3rd down play calling for San Francisco, exceptional. Harrington in the area, but couldn't get over there fast enough, and San Francisco, another big move of the chains. 16-6, San Francisco on top of Cleveland. 3 receivers, 2 to the left-hand side, top of the screen. 4 down linemen for the Vipers. Hart back to pass from under center, and he will throw and nearly throw an interception, which could have turned into a pick 6. Cameron Brantley had an opportunity to turn this game on its head. He couldn't take advantage. That's just not ready for the moment. Or that's not being ready for the moment, as Brantley, a golden opportunity lost, and that has been the story of the Cleveland Vipers season.
2nd and 10.
2 in the backfield. Dolman quiet, the only player with a touchdown, skill player with a touchdown today. Hart's going to go deep in the field as Cannon, 30, 25, 20, and Cannon, who's not the fastest. Cran in the box, although Crans don't run, so I don't know why I use that analogy. But regardless, first down to the 18-yard line is, I should say, not the fastest guy at the track meet. There, that's much better. Caesar Cannon, I believe that's his first catch of the game. And that's got San Francisco once again in business, and Cleveland probably kicking themselves now for not going for it on 4th down. Three receivers, 2 to the right-hand side for the right hash. Hand off David Baja. He will be stopped by Brantley. 2-yard gain brings up 2nd and 8.
Pick up on 2 yards on the play. Number 51, credited with the tackle.
From the 16, San Francisco, once again, we talked about how, besides that last drive in the first half, I believe the Bulldogs scored on every offensive possession. They'll swing it outside here. They're trying to make it 5 for 6 as Brunson's got a 1st and goal to the 4-yard line. Another nice route to the outside by Xavier Brunson. And San Francisco is the closest to the goal line they've been all day. First and goal from the 4. Hand off to Baja, and Baja is going to, nearly scored, and he's kicking himself for not doing so. 111 yards on already 25 carries in this game. San Francisco, in comparison to other teams, runs the ball more than others. They run 174 times and pass 177 times so far this year. 2nd and goal from the 1. Hart is going to toss it out to Baja. He's got all kinds of room out to the left-hand side, and San Francisco pads the lead. Too easy for David Baja, and he's got his first touchdown of the night. It's Baja's 3rd touchdown of the season, 3 in 4 games. And the extra point is good, and with that, San Francisco extends their lead to 3 scores. 23-6. And Cleveland needs to wake up here. Starting to get unmanageable. From the 5-yard line, Cleveland on the return as the Vipers get up to the 25-yard line. I know you haven't seen all the teams out there, some of you newcomers, but who are your favorite teams in the SFL? Anyone latched on to a particular team? Any newcomers over the past few weeks? Bulldogs have a pretty good following despite not necessarily winning the popularity contest at the prom. 1st and 10 at the 25 as Wright swings it outside. He got a man wide open. That's the pullback. That's a first down and plenty more. Run out of bounds at the 42, but over 15 yards gained on that one for Ernest Gregory. NBC 27, no, this is not the playoffs. We are in week number 9. There are 11 weeks in our regular season. The playoffs begin mid-April, and it should be a show, no doubt. And off on a counter. Johnny English shrugs off 2 defenders. And finally, Unsicker brings him down, but another first down. Both running backs now have 111 yards tonight. And Cleveland, for the second time in the quarter, is into San Francisco territory. But they're going to need to get touchdowns instead of field goals eventually. First and 10 from the 43 out of the shotgun right. Hand off to English, and he is dropped for a loss of a yard. Much better run defense that time, and that's Unsicker again. I tell you what, Unsicker having probably his best game as a Bulldog. Season high stats for Unsicker. He had 12 tackles in the season opener. That was back when he was with Minneapolis. Had 4 tackles for loss last week. 2nd and 11, hand off to English, and again, English will be stood up. Only a 1-yard gain, and this has been Cleveland's problem all day long. They've been able to flip field position, but they have not been able to do much once in Bulldog territory, and now it's a 3rd and long. Wright, play action, back to pass. Wright is in trouble. He is sacked. Back at midfield. Jordan Gray, flex for the camera. Jordan Gray and Randall Watts now each with a sack tonight. Gray now up to 5 sacks this year. And the Cleveland Vipers come up empty once again, and this is by far the worst performance out of Cleveland's offense this season. It's almost shocking how flat this team looks tonight. They had a slim chance of making the playoffs coming into the evening. Not looking too good now. Low snap, they'll punt it away. Fair catch called for at the 17-yard line.
Ball will be placed on an 18-yarder.
Brings up a 1st down and 10 for Hart and company. First and 10 at the 17. 4 receivers, 2 to either side, and Hart's out of the shotgun. Toss play out to Baja. He's got a lot of space. What a great play call! Baja 1 man to beat. Down the sideline and pushed out of bounds at the Viper 48-yard line. A $1:45 in the game for David Baja. That is a new season high. Not a lot of teams can pull off a toss play that gets that many yards. What a run. San Francisco pouring it on at the moment. The Bulldogs, man, 3-3. They've got 2-4 Oklahoma City next week. They've got 2-4 Honolulu in the final week of the regular season. This could be a dangerous team. Baja picks up 3. He's making things hard on Daley Holder. He is going to have to release at least one running back. And Tuiasa Sopo's on the hook on a $9 million contract, so I highly doubt the Bulldogs will take that cap hit, particularly after all the cap problems they had this offseason trying to sign free agents. That's a 2-yard loss for David Baja. Will set up a 3rd down and 9, but Jasper Hart has been so brilliant on 3rd and longs today, I don't think Bulldog fans are worried. Third and 9 at the 47. Hart back to throw. Hart pump fake down the field. Got him in to the 25. A laser inside. And let's get another look at it. I mean, there is no pressure whatsoever on Jasper Hart. Perfectly thrown right in between 2 defenders. This Cleveland Viper team looks like they have quit. Hart, deep ball, swings it outside. Pass caught by Brunson, a 3-yard gain. 7 catches on 8 targets for Xavier Brunson tonight. Brunson's season high in catches is 7, so he's tied that at 101 yards in the Bulldogs' 2nd game of the season. Second and 7 from the 22, out of the eye. Hart under center, will hand it off to David up the middle, and David can't get anywhere. Zach Elfage locks it down this time. 3rd down and 7 for San Francisco. Can they convert yet again?
Third and 6.
Third down and 7 from the 22. 4 receivers now for San Francisco. Can they do it again? Down the middle of the field. Yes, they can! Jasper Hart, money on 3rd down tonight, 1st and goal. And Terry is proving to be a very reliable non-star receiver tonight in the slot. And again, just no pressure on Jasper Hart tonight. That is a fat man pants pocket that he's been throwing from tonight. 1st and goal from the 7. 23-6 San Francisco. Final play of the 3rd quarter. It's a handoff to Baja. No, it's a handoff to his backup. And the backup to David Baja nearly scored. All the way down to the goal line. Some tough running and more great offense from San Francisco. Efficient as all get out. They cannot be stopped. It's 23-6. Bulldogs making that playoff push. This is Bulldog Radio. We'll be right back on the SFL Network in moments.
The most amazing thing about the Ford Fusion isn't the way it looks. The most amazing thing is the way it sees. With blind spot technology, a lane keeping system, and a standard rear view camera, the Fusion is ready for whatever comes your way. Go prepared. Go further.
Share your greatest moments on PlayStation 4.
That's how sharing works.
Rated T to M.
PlayStation.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, this one goes out to my friends Randy,
Tamara,
Lydia,
Hollywood.
I haven't seen you guys in 6 years, so I propose that y'all come down here.
Play a little table tennis.
Come on, guys, that's the herd call.
Remember that?
It is sad how much I miss you people.
Really need one of your hugs.
Also bring your sister. I'm just kidding. That was just once.
We're all ready over here.
Pick up the new Budweiser Holiday Crate and tell us who you want to share it with.
Can we get a little help? We've got Pepsi.
What if we just take like 15 minutes?
Halfway through the game?
They got Pepsi. So what do we call that?
Halftime.
I like halftime.
Even the first halftime wasn't halftime without Pepsi. See Katy Perry live in the Pepsi Super Bowl 49 halftime show.
Check out all these airline seats. Lots of them, right? But when you try to get one by using your travel rewards card miles, those seats mysteriously vanish. Why? All the flights you want are blacked out, or they hit you up for some outrageous number of miles. Switch to the Venture card from Capital One. With Venture, use your miles on any airline, any flight, anytime. No blackout dates. And with every purchase, you'll earn unlimited double miles. Now we're getting somewhere. What's in your wallet?
San Francisco Bulldog football on 102.5 KSFR. The Score brought to you by the Czar Pub, the official watch party location of your San Francisco Bulldogs. By Google, by Subway Eat Fresh, and by the PlayStation 4. Sharing is caring. Second and goal from the goal line. San Francisco up 17. A touchdown would make it a nearly insurmountable advantage for the Bulldogs. Baja will take the toss. He is in trouble. He's going to lose 4 yards. Down to 142 yards on the day. Brantley shut it down. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. As we get to the stats from the first 3 quarters, 383 yards for the San Francisco Bulldogs. They have not punted today, only stopped by the first half clock. No punts, no turnovers. 3 receivers on a 3rd and goal. Jasper Hart trying to do it again. He will not. Brunson ran out of real estate. 1 yard away from the end zone. It'll bring up a 4th and goal. And if Epstein comes out to kick a field goal, it will be a 3-score game still, but no 2-point conversions needed out of this. You see San Francisco is 8 for 11 on 3rd down. The 3 third downs they did not convert through the first 3 quarters. They kicked field goals on, and they're doing it here on their 4th failed attempt as San Francisco extends the lead to 20, 26-6. Does Cleveland have one last push in them? We're about to find out here on this drive. It would match the largest comeback in league history, which was 20 points last season. Cleveland on the return up to the 33-yard line. Make sure to check out our YouTube partners. Dollar Jr. is below there. We're going to have some new ones next week. If you would like to become a YouTube partner, visit the website at simulationfl.com, the About SFL section, and get involved. Please make sure when you fill out the form, though, that you tell me what you're looking for in regards to your SFL partnership, because sometimes all those emails, it can get a little tricky to decipher. No gain on that run for Cleveland, rather, and it's 2nd down and 10. Cleveland needs a 3-minute drive here and a touchdown to make things interesting. They're going to hand it off again to English, and again, English, no gain. Just has not been able to get going consistently. That's Unsicker again, and I would love to have a tally on his tackles. SFL football returns next Sunday at 3 o'clock. San Francisco and Oklahoma City should be a good game with a lot of playoff potential on the line. 3rd and long for Cleveland. Could be a last gasp as Wright steps up in the pocket, throws it down the field. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Well defended. Scott King has been locked down today. King, normally a serious deep threat. A season low of 4 catches for 71 yards over a month ago, and he's got even less than that tonight. And Cleveland will punt it away again. Just no offense to speak of for the Vipers. On the punt return to the 28-yard line. Will Honolulu continue their collapse, or will Cleveland be able to pull the upset? That's also next week. And the New York Knights are in action against the Minneapolis Maulers. Can the defending champs take down the league's undefeated team? That is the SFL game of the week, and that is Monday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So a huge game on Monday Night Football next week. Don't miss that one.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 from Red Bulldog, 28-yard.
The Knights have had their struggles, but we know Barkley's team can play with the best of them at all times. As Jasper Hart is in trouble, going to fire down the left-hand side of the field, and it's knocked away and incomplete. Looking for Roderick Ruddy at tight end. 3rd and 11, and San Francisco not doing a good job of wasting clock here. Third and long, they could give the ball right back to the Vipers.
3rd and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line.
Hart back to throw. Hart's in trouble. He will get it away, and it is picked off. Picked off at the and returned to the 38-yard line. That is Edmonds, I believe. On the outside, Jasper Hart's first mistake of the day, and don't go away. Cleveland forces the first turnover from the Bulldogs. Pass intended for Xavier Brunson. And the Vipers still have a little time here. That was a bad possession for San Francisco. They did not run a lot of clock, and they gave the ball to Cleveland with their best field position of the day as you look at English's numbers. First and 10 from the 38. Can the Vipers pull off something special? They dump it over the middle. That's good speed, a 3-yard gain. They have just not been able to hit Goodspeed or King really deep down the field a lot tonight. And that's a little surprising because that's kind of Cleveland's bread and butter. They throw the deep ball, probably the second best team in the league at doing that. And now they go 4 wide receivers, empty backfield with Wright out of the shotgun. They need touchdowns, which they haven't gotten all night long. Wright will drop the throw, swings it outside to King. That's a first down to the 24-yard line. King all by himself will stop the clock. Vipers trying to capitalize off Jasper Hart's first and only mistake. Hart has been really efficient tonight, particularly on 3rd down. Surprising that he made that throw up 20. the pass. Wright, pocket is collapsing. Wright needs to get it away, and he will throw it away. And that's a smart thing to do. Don't take a sack and ruin your momentum. Wright escapes the pocket, had nobody open, and just tossed it out of bounds. 2nd and 10. And for Oklahoma City, be a huge game if San Francisco holds on to win tonight, because the Bulldogs will be 3-3, a game ahead of OKC. But OKC has already beaten San Francisco this year. They would hold the tiebreaker. A toss all the way across his body. A horrible throw by Caleb Wright. Andrew Ball picks it off, and any momentum Cleveland had is shot to death by a tremendously terrible throw. That makes the not top 10, and Cleveland's misery continues. What in the world was that? Wow. That was really troubling. 1st and 10 of the 26 as they hand it off to David Baja. Time to run some clock. If you're San Francisco, a 4-yard gain. Baja up to 148 yards tonight. He has had his best night as a Bulldog. Unfortunately, probably his last. Be interesting seeing rookie running back Keanu Tuiasosopo back in the lineup for the Bulldogs next week. Had over 100 yards against OKC in his only full game of his rookie season, as David Baja's got a first down and more. Tackled by Edmonds, but a move of the sticks to the 41-yard line, and it keeps the clock rolling now down to about 8.5 to go. First and 10 of the 41 out of the eye, and a draw to Baja. He's got some space, a 5-yard pickup, and this is the type of drive San Francisco needed on the previous to get out of here, giving up just 6 points per game. Or 6 points in this game, mind you. Jasper Hart, another quarterback rating of over 100. Baja takes the handoff, and will lose a yard. Hart, three of his 5 games with ratings over 100, but had a bad outing against the Maulers a couple of weeks ago. Loss of 1 on the run brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's go. 3rd and 6. From your Bulldog, 36 yards.
The owners not being here, a little disappointed. I know Daly has internet problems, so I can't speak for Daly. Daly made some great adjustments this week, and it reflected in his gameplay. Cleveland's offense is no joke. They score over 30 points per game, as that 4th down will send the punting unit out there for San Francisco for the first time in the ball game. But I don't know, Ronnie Nickens MIA and seems to have given up on his Vipers.
Oh yeah, this one's mine! This one's mine!
From the 19-yard line, Cleveland on the return up to the 20. Barring any sort of insane comeback here, the Cleveland Vipers are going to fall to 1-6. Ronnie Nickens' team's 1-14 in the last 2 years after making the playoffs in his 2nd season. Got blasted by Orlando in that semifinal game, but Orlando, to his credit, on a tear that year. That's the year the Intimidators won the title. First down and 10, right on a rollout. He'll fire down the middle of the field. Has a man open. That's Scott King to the 48-yard line. King now 4 catches, 60 yards. Still season lows for Scott King. But Caleb Wright finally able to roll out successfully and find an open man. And Cleveland still down just 3 scores with 6+ to go. Not giving up just yet.
First and 10.
First and 10 to the 48. And Wright is going to roll out again. Wright has been throwing some bizarre passes tonight. Not the typical Caleb Wright we're used to seeing. Wright has had a pretty decent rookie season in comparison. Last year, Thomas Ranklins was the quarterback in Dallas. He had a rating of 73. Caleb Wright in his rookie season has a rating of 91.5, so it's been an improvement here in Cleveland, but not having a good night tonight. 2nd and 10 for the Vipers. He'll go play action, and he'll check it down to English, who's going the wrong way. Boy, this is a pretty pathetic performance out of Cleveland. I mean, seriously. You got the game on the line. You're only down 3 scores, have a golden opportunity after the reception by Scott King, and they are just, I don't want to say it, but they're throwing it away. Wright back to throw. Wright's in trouble. He's going to go down the middle of the field into traffic and incomplete. Wow. I think Cleveland's got to go for it at this point, unless they really are just going to throw in the towel. Seriously will punt the football away. It's going to hop inside the 5, and finally Cleveland gets something good to go their way. Ball down to the 4-yard line. Vipers I would say they could generate some pressure, try to get a safety, but they have gotten no pressure on Jasper Hart at all tonight.
First and 10 from Red Bulldogs.
Down! Let's get two, Dick! Let's get two! Strong left! Strong left! Weak back! Weak back!
Hand off to David Baja on a draw. He's met at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Cleveland's defense, although San Francisco only has 26 points, the Bulldogs have only punted 1 time tonight. Vipers' defense may have not given up as many points as they usually have, but still not a great effort at all. Dallas was actually a pretty good team last year, just had some bad luck. David Baja nearly tackled in the end zone, lost 3 yards back at the 1-yard line, and Jasper Hart will likely be throwing from his end zone here. Third and 13 from the 1. Hart is going to toss it out. Boy, dangerous play. David Baja will not get out of the end zone. And the Bulldog fans not happy about the way San Francisco has ended this game. They were dominating, and they sort of kind of figured this game is over and will take their win and go home, but Cleveland defense is still playing hard. Now it's 26-8, still a 3-score game. Vipers will get the football. Cleveland will have good field position here up to the 45-yard line, but can they do anything with it? Michael Carr injured on the play. Show of hands of anyone in the chat that thinks that a comeback is actually legitimate right now. Viewers must like it. We're up 29. Watching Cleveland self-destruct here. 4 wide receivers, 4:42 to go in the ball game as Wright drops to throw. Still an opportunity down the middle. The pass is incomplete. Knocked away. Cleveland needs to shred this game film. ugly.
Let's go.
2nd and 10 of the 45. San Francisco, their losses this year to Oklahoma City, but that was way back in week 1. And then Baltimore and Minneapolis, a respectable resume for the Bulldogs who could make a late season push. A check down here from Cleveland to English. He will pick up just 4 yards and no huddle time for Cleveland. And if you're the Vipers, that's enough of the checkdowns. 2 receivers either side, 3rd down and 6. As Wright drops to throw, Wright will fire, got a man open inside the 40, 1st down Vipers. Pass caught by Freeman Goodspeed. Cleveland still without an offensive touchdown tonight. Under 4 minutes to play. Wright back to pass. Wright going deep to the right side. Caught by King down to the 11-yard line. Vipers not going away, but likely too little too late. Wright goes under center again, same formation. Back to pass, Caleb Wright. He's going to swing it outside to English, and English is wrapped up in the open field. 2nd and 8 from the 9-yard line, and Cleveland is taking too much time here. Need to take some shots in the end zone. Wright to throw. Wright looking. Wright's pass is picked off at the 5-yard line. That's the end of that. Again. 1st down Bulldogs. Antoine Grady with the INT. Miserable night for Cleveland. "39 carries tonight for David Baja. He's about to get some more. So San Francisco, you would think that puts a wrap on the ball game, as David Baja wants to make sure of it. Boy, nearly broke it out, got 7. Nice carry from David, his 40th carry of the night. The workhorse of this game, no doubt. Baja had 41 carries in his debut as a Bulldog, but hasn't had that many since.
2nd and 2 from your Bulldogs, 18-yard.
31 viewers, despite the dreary game tonight. We thank all of you for your support. Once again in the Simulation Football League. We'll be back for an SFL Sunday doubleheader next week. Just 2 more weeks left in the regular season. The San Francisco Bulldogs, who improved to 3-3 and holding on to the 4th place spot in the playoffs at the moment, will host their rival, the 2-4 Oklahoma City Renegades, who beat the Bulldogs earlier this season. San Francisco could solidify positioning in 4th place with a victory next week. Oklahoma City could make things real interesting. That's at 3. At 6 o'clock, Honolulu will try to keep their name in the playoff conversation against these weary Cleveland Vipers. And then Monday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the SFL Game of the Week between the Minneapolis Maulers, the 7-0 undefeated Maulers, against the defending champions, the Knights, who have struggled this season at 2-4, but are always poised for an upset. That is Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, the defending champs against the league's top team this year. And quickly, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Home to the Bulldog Bark. This is 102.5. KSFR The Score, San Francisco. Vipers call timeout here. They have 1 remaining. A 9-yard gain for David Baja. That game at New York as well, and while New York has struggled at home recently, that can be a nightmare place to play. Baltimore can attest to that. Knights still have to play the Crabs as well. Tough slate to end the season for the defending champs. Backups are in for San Francisco, and look at the big run on the right-hand side to the 45-yard line, and Cleveland has exhausted their timeouts. Likely victory formation coming as Nick Collins has had a couple of big runs in reserve for David tonight. Big Willie 54 in the house. He's a big Bulldog fan.
We don't stop the run right here. Red.
Victory formation here for San Francisco as the clock will tick down. A very solid performance out of the San Francisco Bulldogs. Didn't punt till late in the fourth quarter.
Second and 11 from your Bulldogs, 24-yard.
Down. Set. You don't get nowhere running the ball. Rip right now.
Second and 12 again. The victory formation will set up a 3rd down and 13. And one more kneel down should do it for the Bulldogs. They will improve to 3-3 on the season. Cleveland drops to 1-6. And we'll have their season finale next week. I tell you what, a great week 11 it's setting up to be. Oklahoma City will host Orlando. Orlando still going after that 2nd seed. With a win and a Baltimore loss, they'll get there. Oklahoma City could be playing for a playoff spot as well in that one. Baltimore and New York square off. That game is always exciting. And also during that week, Honolulu takes on San Francisco. All games could have serious playoff implications in Week 11, the final week of the regular season. That comes your way in 2 weeks. Dan and Peter have the post-game show. A final from San Francisco, 26-8. The Vipers shut down tonight.
And that is going to do it for this one. The Bulldogs come out on top 26-8. With that, let's look back at some of the plays that made the difference in this one. That was an exciting game. So let's not waste any time in getting to the highlights in our post-game show. Let's get started in this one early in the 3rd quarter. Number 24 would let his big old offensive line pave the way on this one. That set up a 35-yard field goal. The Vipers climb back into the game, now down by 10. Trying to answer back, number 7 connected with his man on this one. A 40-yard play that set up a home team touchdown. Still midway through the 3rd quarter, the Vipers trailing by 17. Gregory would find an opening here, and he was off. The Bulldogs, end of the 3rd quarter. Number 22 is going to get the carry here as they grind it out on the ground, and he makes the most of this one. That set up an extra point-like 19-yard field goal. The Bulldogs out in front, 26-6. Morales shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. The Vipers on D, already inside field goal range. Number 35 would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. Midway through the 4th, the Vipers trailing by 20. Number 9 connected with his man on this one. The Bulldogs, still middle of the 4th. Number 51 would break through with a big play here as he shot through the line and was able to wrap his man up in the end zone for a safety. The Bulldogs ahead 26-8. Grady was in the right place at the right time as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The Bulldogs, still late in the half, Collins would find an opening here, and he was off. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. And that's how we'll round this one out. The Bulldogs win this one 26-8. And now for our 2K Sports Player of the Game.
Number 22 dominated the game like a true legend. Well, they put the game on his legs, Dan, and he managed to find his way through holes big and small all game en route to a big rushing performance. And that performance led his team to victory.
For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
So 26-8, San Francisco tops Cleveland tonight. 291 yards of offense for the Vipers is all they got, while San Francisco had nearly 200 yards, both rushing and passing, at a very efficient night. 22 first downs. They were also 9 of 16 on third down conversion, but 8 of 11 entering that fourth quarter. That was really a big difference in the game. Also, too, Cleveland down by 2 scores, had a chance at a pick six. Cameron Brantley dropped that. That could have been a big momentum in this ball game, and Cleveland gets no points off of turnovers. San Francisco in the red zone scored on all 5 trips. The Bulldogs had the ball 72 plays to just 56 for the Cleveland Vipers. Vipers had better starting field position, but that didn't matter this evening. They turned the ball over 3 times and had the ball 8. Passing the football, Caleb Wright, miserable night. Nearly 50% passing, 15 of 29, just over 50%. Hart, meanwhile, 19 for 25, missed just 6 passes on the night, and Jasper Hart was not sacked tonight. He had no pressure whatsoever. 42 carries, $179 for Baja in what's likely his final game as a Bulldog. Johnny English, 24 carries, 112 yards on the night. Leading receiver ends up being Xavier Brunson with 8 for 62, but Goodspeed and King shut down a combined 10 catches for 146 yards, no touchdowns on 15 targets. On the defensive side, Cameron Brantley was a monster all over the field, tackling Baja. 14 tackles, 5 assisted on the night. Arrington had 9, Elfage had 8. Unsicker led the way for the Bulldog defense, had 7. Andrew Ball also had a pick for the Bulldogs. Gray and Watts had a sack. So that's a wrap from San Francisco. The Bulldogs have secured 4th place at least for the next 6 days. They take on the rival Oklahoma City Renegades to kick off Week 10 as Oklahoma City makes one last attempt to get back into the playoff conversation. San Francisco could still contend for 3rd place since they defeated Orlando earlier this season. Cleveland's season is done. 1-6. They wrap it up next week against the Honolulu Legends. From all of us at Bagnon Memorial Stadium in San Francisco, California, and back at our SFL studios in San Antonio, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, and this has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the SFL Network on Twitch.